Welcome to another session of Cellular Mobile Communications, Unit 1. Today we discuss about the topic on analog and digital cellular systems. Analog and digital cellular systems. Before going to examples related to analog and digital cellular systems, first we are discussing about what are the features and how to differentiate analog and digital cellular system. Analog and digital cellular system. Here the first feature we are taking traffic channel. Traffic. Nothing but how to transmit a data or voice. That is in analog cellular system. Here we are using to transmit voice by using FM, that is frequency modulation. But in digital, we are going for voice encoded techniques are used to transmit voice and data. Next, processing. The processing is very difficult in analog system. That is, we have to must should convert from analog to digital, then transmits whenever the data is used. But in digital system, it is easy by using modems. What do you mean by modem? Modulation and demodulation. The modem abbreviation is modulation and demodulation. Next one is encryption. What is the use of encryption? Encryption is used for security purpose. Security purpose, but in analog systems there is no security, that is there is no encoding. But that in digital systems which provides a good encryption techniques are available for providing more security. Next one is noise. In analog system is more noisy, more noisy, but in digital system is very less noise. Why? Because less noise we have to go for more encryption techniques are available. To remove this noise and easily find out whether it is noise is present or not in digital systems. Why? Because we have to represent in digital systems in terms of zeros and ones. That's why less in noise in digital or more noise in analog. Next feature is error detection and correction. Is there any error detection correction is there in analog systems? No. Why? Because we have transferred only voice through analog systems. But in digital systems are available the error detection and correction techniques. For the basic techniques, error detection correction techniques in the digital system is parity bit method. Parity bit method. You know what is meant by parity bit method. And another one is by using CRC, cyclic redundancy check. Cyclic redundancy check. Next one is channel access. Channel access. Here in this analog system, only one channel is available for one user. That is, one channel is fixed for one user. The same channel is not used by another. That is, one channel is only for one user. But in digital systems, the same channel can be shared by many number of users. The same channel can be shared by many number of users by using the technique of TDMA and CDMA. That is time division multiple access, or we are using code division multiple access techniques. We are discussing this TDMA and CDMA technique in the 5th unit. Next one is compatibility. Here in this analog cellular systems, there is no compatibility with other devices. That is fixed devices are there. But in digital, it is compatible with computers. We have to connect your mobile to computer and computer to different networks. We have to connect compatible with other systems. This is the features and difference between analog and digital systems. Right. Next, we are going for the examples related to analog and digital cellular systems. The first one we are going for analog cellular system. Especially this analog cellular system which is used in under first generation. Especially it is developed in the early of 80s. Early of 80s. And the best example for analog cellular system is AMPS. AMPS. What is the abbreviation? AMPS? Advanced Mobile Phone System. Advanced Mobile Phone System. Especially this AMPS released in 1983. Released in 1983. Which country it is? AMPS? North and South America, China, Australia. This is the first generation cellular system. It is analog type, which is used in countries of North and South America, China and Australia, etc. Next, here what are the specifications of this AMPS? That is already we discussed in previous sessions. That is downlink and uplink. That is reverse channel and forward channel. That is from base station transmission band, nothing but downlink. Frequency is 869 to 894 megahertz. 869 to 894 megahertz frequency band allocated from base station transmission. Similarly, for mobile unit, transmission band is 824 to 849 megahertz. 824 to 849 megahertz. See this, how much difference between these two? 869 minus 824, how much? 45 megahertz. That is, the spacing between forward channel and reverse channel is 45 megahertz. Right. Here, how many number of channels can be divided? We have to. That is 869 to 894 and 824 to 849. How many number of channels? It can be divided by channel bandwidth. Each channel bandwidth 30 kilohertz. That is, we have to divide each channel with a bandwidth of 30 kilohertz. Next, number of full duplex channels. What is meant full duplex? Two-way communication. That is 790 channels are available. And number of full duplex control channels are 42. What is meant by control channel? It is used for only for setting up of a call. That is, connections can be connection setup. And mobile unit maximum power is 3 watts. Mobile unit maximum power is 3 watts. And cell size radius is 2 to 20 kilometers. That is each base station which covers maximum of 2 to 20 kilometers. And modulation is frequency modulation, 12 kilohertz peak. And modulation control channel is FSK. And data transmission rate is 10 kbps. 10 kbps. Right. Here, likewise, in previous sections, we are discussing about MSC. That is Mobile Switching Center. The other name for Mobile Switching Center is MTSO. It is a heart of a cellular system. It contains database. It contains database. Nothing but nothing but which maintains the data of customers. Similarly, in AMPS also contains NAM. That is numeric assignment module. AMPS contains numeric assignment module, NAM, numeric assignment module, which is nothing but which is read-only memory, which can maintain the database of a customer, NAM. Here, what is the phone number in AMPS is MIN, mobile identification number. Mobile identification number is telephone number, and ESN is electronic serial number, is nothing but phone serial number. MIN is telephone number, ESN is phone telephone manufacturing serial number. Once your phone is switched on, then automatically the ESN and MIN number sends from mobile unit to base station to MSC. Then automatically your database is activated. Then once we are using phone, we are go for billing purpose. Not only AMPS, the other analog cellular systems are the NMT. That is Nordic mobile telephone. Nordic mobile telephone, which is used in Nordic countries like Switzerland, Netherlands, Eastern Europe, and Russia. And another one is CDPD, which is used in UK. And another one is TSCS, that is Total Access Communication System. Total Access Communication System, which is used in UK. That is the chronology of first generation wireless systems. That is chronology, I think, but what is the developments are made in analog cellular systems. In 1970s, development of radio and computer technology. Radio and computer technology with a frequency of 800 or 900 megahertz. In 1976, WARC, World Administrative Radio Conference, allocates spectrum for cellular radio. Actually, in 1970s, they developed what is meant a frequency spectrum, how to develop frequency spectrum in the year of 1970s. But in 1976, WARC allocates frequency spectrum to cellular radios. In 1979, NTT, that is Nippon Telephone and Telegraph. Nippon Telephone and Telegraph introduces the first cellular system in Japan. After that one, 1981, NMT 900 system introduces NMT 900 introduced by Ericsson company, which is developed in the region of Europe. After this one, 1983 to 1984, the AMPS introduced by AT&T in North America. This is the chronology for first generation wireless systems. Right. Next, how the AMPS works. How AMPS works, that is first generation wireless networks. What is the modulation technique which we are using is FM modulation, frequency modulation. See this one in this figure shows how communications and signals going from mobile to base station to MSC. Here, already we discussed about yesterday class, the type of channels. What are the type of channels? There are two types of channels. The first one is setup channel or it is control channel. Other name for setup channel is control channel. Second one is voice channel. What is the use of setup channel or control channel, which is used to setting up of a call? What is the use of voice channel? Once the connection is made, then transmit voice through that voice channel. Likewise, see this one, the data line shows us from mobile station to base station is setup channels. Reverse setup channel, forward setup channel. This is used for both. Connection can be made. After connection made, we have to use this forward and reverse voice channels to transmit voice. See this one, from base station to mobile station, the thick line shows voice circuits and that line shows data link. You know what is the operation of mobile. Here, what are the limitations? Why we are going for digital cellular system instead of analog cellular system? That is the limitations of AMPS. The first limitation is low calling capacity, limited spectrum, no room for spectrum growth. That is the limited spectrum, nothing but fixed one. There is no improvement, and poor data communication and less privacy and insufficient scheme of protection. These are the limitations in AMPS. That's why we are going for a digital cellular system. The best example for digital cellular system is GSM. Nowadays also we are using GSM technology. That is, we are buying SIM card, right? Subscriber identity module based upon this nothing but GSM technology. Actually, this GSM technology is introduced in the Europe, but in India also adopted that European technology. What is the abbreviation of GSM? Global System for Mobile. Global System for Mobile. The year introduced is 1990. Access method is TDMA, time division multiple access. That is, a single channel can be utilized by multiple users by using time division multiple access. Next one is base station transmission channel. That is base station to mobile station. Band is 935 to 960 megahertz. From mobile unit transmission channel is 890 to 915 megahertz. 890 to 915 megahertz. Here, what is the difference? Is 935 minus 890 is 45 megahertz. That is, the spacing between forward and reverse channel is 45 megahertz. Next, channel bandwidth. Suppose we are dividing the bands into channels. Each channel bandwidth is 200 kilohertz. And the number of duplex channels is 125. And maximum mobile unit power is 20 watts. And users per channel is 8. That is, for single channel, it will be 8 users with different time slots. And modulation is GMSK. And carrier bitrate is 270.8 kbps. 270.8 kbps. And speech coding bitrate is 13 kbps speed. And frame size is 4.6 milliseconds. This is some of the features of GSM. Next, what are the best features? Why you are going for GSM only? That is which more capacity, ensures rapid call setup. And what is the handset size? Very small. Can move from one place to another place with handheld. That is talk to number of other parties simultaneously. Talk to number of other parties. That is conference calls. Can you place a call and hold while our one access to other call? We can hold one call or can access other call. Once it is covered, again move to remove the hold. That is call waiting is available. That is notifies you of another call at the same time as on a call. Notifies you of another call at the same time as on a call. That is call waiting. Encrypted available. And SMS services are available. That is maximum of 126 characters text message. That is SMS abbreviation is short message service. Short message service. Maximum number of characters is 126. After 126 characters can be done. Next continuation is go for second message. That's why suppose we are received a SMS like a large one. That is we have to receive 1 by 2, 2 by 2 like this. We can use the same phone number of countries. Just we have to remove the previous SIM card and you updated new country SIM card. Automatically we can use the same phone for different countries. And there is no static connections. There is no static connections. And we have to transmit the maximum data transmission 9.6 Mbps currently. And forwarding calls calls to another number also. Suppose the receiver is busy or the receiver is unavailable, automatically we have to forward that call to another number. And emergency calls available. We have to use can outgoing calls, incoming calls, and LCD screens are available. And PBX private branches extension can be available. What is a private branch exchange? Suppose we are going for a large. Suppose we are going for a large telecommunication system. Suppose we are taking the example of our university. In SPMAV contains around 70 departments. 70 departments having 70 telephones. Each telephone having one telephone number. Fixed telephone number. Suppose we have to connect within the our university one department. Suppose we have to call from engineering college to examination cell. No need to dial all numbers. Dial only the extension numbers. Then automatically connect together. That is about private branch exchange. Right. Here in GSM, it is coming under second generation cellular networks. That is in second generation cellular network done under TDMA and CDMA standards. Again, the TDMA examples are GSM and IS 136 is interim standard 136 and PDC Pacific digital cellular standard. These are examples of the 2G. Right. Generally, the second generation cellular systems are divided two types based upon the multiple access techniques. This is CDMA and TDMA. For TDMA based is GSM and IDEN, Integrated Digital Enhanced Network, developed by Motorola, which is used in USA and Canada. And IS 136, Interim Standard 136. The other name is DMPS, which is used in North and South America. And PDC, Personal Digital Cellular System, used in Japan. Some countries use GSM, some countries use PDC, some countries use IS 136. But in India, we are using GSM. And the second one is CDMA based. The CDMA based is IS 95. Interim Standard 95, developed by Qualcomm. In USA. Right. Here in this second generation cellular networks, here where is the codec? What is the codec? Compression and decompression algorithms. What is the use of compression and decompression algorithm? Which can be used to multiplex number of users' data can be transmitted through a single channel. What are the features of second generation? Which emits less radio power, safe for consumer to use, battery life is long, error checking and correction purpose we are using, less noise, and portable, and digital voice encoding techniques are available. Here we are using in this digital modulation technique and advanced processing capabilities available in second generation. You know, by what is the use of this second generation is we are using voice. We have to transmit voice and paging and fax purpose and internet access through GPRS. Likewise, we are using the second generation wireless networks. What is the chronology of second generation wireless networks? That is, what is the development in second generation wireless systems? In 1982, CEPT started GSM technology definitions and some of the principles in the year of 1982. And in 1990, IS-54 developed, and 1990 again IS-19B developed by TIA. In 1991, PDC system developed by Japanese, and 1992 phase one GSM is started. In 1993 IS-95, that is CDMA technology started. In the 1994 IS-136 adopted by TIA, and 1995 PCS systems are developed by North America, and 1996 phase 2 of GSM can be developed. What is the difference between phase 1 GSM and phase 2 GSM? In phase 1 GSM only is used for voice transmission, but when we are going for phase 2 of GSM, SMS is entered and GPRS is entered. Right. In 1997, PCS deploys GSM IS-54, IS-95 in North America. In 1999, IS-54 developed North America, IS-95 developed North America, and GSM overall 110 countries. This is the chronology of 2G wireless system. Next, what is the goal of third generation? Here in first generation only for voice transmission. In second generation voice, it's short messages and GPRS. But in go for third generation, videos and data can be transmitted with high speed. That is the goal. That is the goal of third generation wireless networks is, which is used for many number of applications for universal access. That's why we are going for BISDN, broadband integrated service digital networks. Right. The best examples of these third generation wireless systems are PCS, personal communication systems, and PCN, personal communication networks, and UMTS, Universal Mobile Telecommunication Standard. These are some of the examples of third generation wireless systems. Nowadays, we are using 4G and 5G. That is, we have increased the speed and fast access of the data. Do you have any query related to this analog and digital cellular systems? Examples? Please type your query in a chat box.